AITA for backing out of babysitting a friend's kids at the last minute?
I am not the original poster. That is you, 8 Cow Farm wife. She posted in r, am I the asshole? Mood spoiler. Husband for the win. Less than. Original post. May 16, 2023. I feel like I can admit that I am one of Tush in this situation, but I guess I want to know if it's justified or not. So a week ago, I got a phone call from someone I would consider a friend. We're not super close, but we're friendly, and get together with the same group of friends a lot. She called and said that her kids were talking about how much fun they have with mine, and wanted to know if we were free this coming Saturday, a week and a half away. At the time, my kids really do like her kids, and I want to be better friends with her as well. So I said sure. She was relieved, and said her husband would be out of town and she needed a babysitter from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I felt like it was a major bait and switch, because I thought she wanted to do something altogether. But I felt bad backing out when I had already told her I was completely free that day. I should have said something right then, but I didn't. Well, yesterday, I ran into a friend of mine and she asked if I was excited for Saturday. I thought that was weird. Because no, I'm not excited to babysit someone else's kids for 14 hours. But I said my kids were definitely excited. She said, oh good. Is your husband taking them to do something fun? Or who is watching them? To which I made a face and responded that I was watching them. And then she was the one who was confused, and said, so you're not coming? Well, last week I didn't go to the end of year PTA meeting because I had just started my period and I felt crummy and didn't want to go. I guess after the fact, some friends went out to lunch. They decided to plan a big girls' day to relax before the kids are back home all day for the summer. Going to the city, shopping, pedicures, eating at nice restaurants, etc. And when it was brought up that I would probably love to go too, this friend said she needed to talk to me about some PTA stuff I missed, so she would tell me about it when she called me. But instead, she decided to use me as her babysitter. So I called the friend and told her I wasn't aware of the girls' day at the time, and that I wouldn't be able to watch her kids after all. She asked if my husband could watch her kids too, which was a no. She started crying that she really needed this. And what would she do now since her husband won't be home and it's too late to find someone willing to watch 5 kids for 14 hours with no pay? And then once the tears weren't working, she just got angry. She said it was rude to back out of a commitment just so I could selfishly do something fun. And how I'm an awful friend. My friends are all feeling super uncomfortable with the whole thing. We're all typically a very happy, drama-free friend group, so I know no one wants to take sides. And now I'm wondering if I even go at all. So AITA for backing out of watching her kids when I committed to it already? Relevant comments. Obviously your group isn't as drama-free as you say. It's true though. We're not super tight-knit. We don't get together that often. And I know there's times some get together and others don't. And it's not a big deal. But I am beginning to wonder if maybe it is a little more tight-knit than I realized. And I'm just not a part of it in that way. You should really question those friends siding with her. This has been the most hurtful part of it all. So we're not the type of friend group that gets together all the time and live at each other's houses or anything. We get together for birthdays every once in a while or after a meeting like this day. But I've known most of them since I've lived here for over a decade. So I thought we had some substance to our relationships. But no one is acting like it was super absurd. I'm honestly wondering if I even want to go at this point. Before writing the post I was just angry and annoyed at this one person. But after reading comments and thinking about it, I'm just kind of sad that no one really cared. By the way, I'm definitely not saying I'll stay and watch her kids. But maybe just spend the day doing something for myself. Oop is voted NTA. Update post. May 21st, 2023. In comments, I had someone ask for an update on what I ended up doing yesterday. So here it is. I followed the advice from a lot of you to talk to one of the friends I'm closer to in the group, Sarah, to kind of get a feel for what was going on. Sarah said she was kind of frustrated with everyone after I had run into the friend. Her name is Casey. To make it less confusing, Casey had filled everyone in on what had happened. They all agreed that the mean friend, Jenny, shouldn't have lied or tricked me into watching her kids. But they all sympathize with her. I guess it is Jenny's 15th anniversary this weekend. But her husband forgot and had planned a boys' camping trip. So she was sad and angry with her husband. And they all knew she would really need a little getaway to cheer her up. Though it doesn't sound like anyone blamed me for not babysitting. They were disappointed for her, and put all of their energy into making a plan for her to still be able to go. No one really seemed to bat an eye whether I was going to go or not, or care that I was sad, except for Sarah. However, when it came time to make final plans for everything, someone decided to do the math and realized that if I was going to come, we would no longer all fit into the Suburban my friend Kim was going to drive. It's a 2-hour drive to the city, so taking one vehicle was definitely ideal. Sarah volunteered to drive her car and we would just take two. But it all just felt so forced and so uncomfortable that I just ended up backing out. I mentioned in a few of my comments that I have always known I'm not one of the most involved friends in the group, but I've known most of them for almost a decade. So I guess I thought there was more substance to our friendship than they all did. I don't think any of them have anything against me or dislike me. But I'm realizing I'm just not that important to them. It was pretty disappointing, and it definitely opened my eyes. So that all happened on Thursday. And I am not gonna lie, I was pretty heartbroken by it all. The next day when my husband came home for lunch, he told me to hurry and pack an overnight bag, because he had booked a hotel room for me and my sister-in-law to go have our own girls' night. His mom and sister pulled up an hour later so his mom could watch the kids after my husband went back to work. And his sister, who is seriously just the best. And I had the best 24-hour getaway ever. Some people can be real jerks. I just feel so dang lucky that my husband and family aren't. If it was so important that the friend go, why did nobody offer to babysit her children for her? It's very easy to be charitable with someone else's time. Poor Oop. I'm glad her husband and in-laws had her back on this. Because there's nothing like the heartbreak of realizing you come last. I hope she gets better. Friends. Oof. I feel for Oop. It sucks so bad when you realize that the other people aren't putting in the same energy you are. Bright side. Her husband is amazing and she has a great family support. I'm actually not understanding why Jenny thought she'd get away with this. Oop would have been told about the girls' trip by the others in the friend group thinking face. Why would Oop be the free babysitter? This is Jenny's problem, not OOP's. That mean friend is a jerk face with rolling eyes. She knew exactly what she was doing. Did mean friend also end up going on this girls' trip too or no? Wasn't clear to me.
Happy to hear at least someone was in her corner, heart.
What's weird to me is why Jenny wasn't just straightforward. I feel like maybe she would have been successful if she did. Hey op, I know this is a big ask, but this weekend is my 15th anniversary and my husband completely forgot and is leaving town with his friends. I'm feeling stressed out and sad and I'm trying to plan something nice to do for myself. But now I have the kids by myself and it's been so hard to find help to watch them at the last minute. Is there any way you'd be willing to watch them? I'd really appreciate it. OP's husband gets a gold star from me. Ugh. I had a group of female friends that I was friends with for over a decade, but by the end it was just like this group. I was a bit sad when I finally realized it, but luckily, like her, I had family and also other friends that I could spend my time with.
Way to go, hubby. Nice save.
Oof. I have former friends that stuck me on the B tier list. Even the CTA. I stopped talking to those people and my life is a lot better. OOP's husband and in-laws came through though. More so than Jenny's lame husband who can't even remember his own anniversary. Awesome husband. She lied, no sympathy. Your husband sounds like a great guy. I'm so happy you and Sil were able to make lemonade out of a lemon of a situation. Also, kudos to Sarah. I can understand Casey feeling upset about her husband's failure to plan for their anniversary, but it does not justify her deceitful behavior. The rest of the group should not have excused her actions. If they had missed the PTA meeting and been put in your shoes, they would absolutely have feelings about Casey's deceitful actions. Wow, I do not miss the mom drama thing. So glad my kids are young adults now. I remember being very hurt after being invited to stuff I thought was social and someone wanting to be friends, but then finding out it was either an MLM scheme or an attempt to rope me into free babysitting. I wonder if this is mostly a white middle-class thing. That Sarah sounds like a keeper, though. It sounds like they're planning on spending a few $100s each on the girls' day. Finding a paid babysitter shouldn't be a huge hurdle. Oof. Knowing that you are not viewed as a close friend to other people when you feel close to them sucks. I've dropped plans because one friend wouldn't be able to go. And then this same person made plans knowing I didn't like it. What happened? I was left out. There was another time I was only invited to a group chat when I offered to help with something. I later found out at least 3 people there had no interest in creating this thing we were creating. And yet they were on this group chat. In the end, I was the only person wasting my time to create something from scratch because nobody was giving me enough information. Unless it's an emergency, I would never ask a friend to watch my 5 kids from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. without reciprocating or paying them. That's utterly insane. Was Oop actually invited to the girls' trip? They're all making out like it was poorly planned because we won't fit into one car. But maybe they were too polite to tell her that they forgot about her. It sounds to me like they planned something specifically for the mean friend and didn't invite Oop because she wasn't there. And no one filled her in other than the nice friend the day before. Is Oop more of an acquaintance to the group than actually in the group?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.